LoreWarrior Aerotech, IRN-SD1 Ironsides. Overview. Built after extensive field testing by almost every house army, the Ironsides was produced with few to no defects in any capacity. Garnering such a good reputation during the 3-year field survey, the SLDF bought up large quantities of this medium fighter, primarily for its devastating first strike capability. Nonetheless, just as many other manufacturing companies suffered during the horrors of the Succession Wars, the Brooks manufacturing fighter suffered the same. 5 facilities existed at the time of the League's collapse, only one remaining by 2910. Situated on Carver 5, now known as Liberty, the BMI plant was shut down by the company in a major cost-saving move, as the fighter found little to no respect among the current generation of Aerotech pilots. Capabilities. Sporting a wide range of weaponry and a solid target and tracking system, the Ironsides effectively filled many gaps in fighter technology of the time. Using a slightly smaller fusion engine design specifically molded to the airframe centerline, the more compact engine maintained a similar output curve of other, more standard-sized engines. The biggest flaw then of the Ironsides has always been the laser assembly's power chain housing and the coolant system, collectively called the energy housing. Prone to temperature spikes when fired constantly, the power chain tends to backflash, rupturing the chain and stressing nearby coolant hoses to the bursting point, causing a flash explosion that can ripple throughout the fuselage wing roots. On rare occasions, the damage is so severe that the wings actually tear away from the fuselage during high-stress maneuvers. Because designers during the Star League era were never able to come up with a fix for the system, pilots of older SD-1s are warned not to fire the lasers for extended periods of time. It's unknown if the newer versions of the Ironsides still contain this flaw. Deployment. Found mostly among Oriental Air Forces and Protectorate planetary defences, the Ironside still enjoys battlefield anonymity among the rest of known space. Most of the airframes still in service among other house forces are cared-for heirlooms or museum relics, as most modern pilots still have no respect for the venerable design. Variants. A much more rare variant swapped out the hotter PPCs for 3 Martel large lasers. Additionally, the oft-played medium lasers were removed, which gave the Ironsides additional space along the center axis to mount an additional ton of SRM ammo. The result was a very deadly interceptor that could stick around longer in developing skirmishes. Because little of the actual airframe was changed, only sharp observers could note the different design. More often than not, a pilot was flamed when a supposedly empty Ironsides fixated on their 6 and tore into them with additional swarms of short-range missiles. Most troubling, though, were reports of a newer version of the Ironsides being produced at the BMI plant on Liberty, which was reopened and modernized with Werder-Blake funding. Mounting 5 MRM-10s and plenty of ammunition, these heavy fighters have been seen amongst planetary defense forces of the Protectorate. Utilizing a single extended-range PPC and similar large laser, these newer Ironsides pack a decidedly heavy punch. One Federated Suns dropship captain barely survived a scrape with 6 of these, his armor more tissue than structure, before successfully docking with a jump ship and escaping the Akamar zenith point. Notable pilots. Adept Maribel Johns. Part of the Terran security forces assigned to the massive Titan yards outside of Saturn's orbit, Johns has been flying her SD-3 model since its debut in the late 3070s. Previously assigned to the 9th Division before her transfer, Johns accounted for 8 solo kills during Operation Odysseus. According to analysts, it's presumed that she was the Adept who turned in Presenter Hetig to Werder-Blake Rom, which led to the former Titan Yardmaster's death. Force Commander Gupta Leon's Marek. So far down the tree that over 100 individuals of the Marek line would need to die before he would have a starling's chance at claiming the Captain Generalship, Leon's Marek enjoys the perks his half-name brings in the local bar scene. A womanizer, to put it kindly, the local wing commander of the militia's air wing turns into a pilot savant in the cockpit. Many of his subordinates firmly believe that his skills alone keep him planted as commander, though many would also admit his continual liaison with the planetary lieutenant governor's sister also has a role to play here. The Ironsides has a weird toilet seat design on the top of it. Nah, it's been unfair to the fighter. It's not a bad looking design with the modern update in the image there and TRO 3050 upgrade. So it's a 65-ton airframe produced by Lockheed Fairfax. Power plant is a GM260. Armour is Sear Weave. Armament is 2 Exeter Technologies 1 PPCs, 5 Cobalt 6 SRM6 launchers, and 2 Allied Technologies Model 2 medium lasers. Manufactured by Brooks Manufacturing Incorporated on the primary factory in Liberty. Communication system is the OP1/2/3.66 Mark II-A. We're targeting and tracking by Rider Track 4. It's, let's see, it's moves 696, 6 and 9, structural integrity is 6, it's got 20 heat capacity due to its double heat sinks, and it's pretty decent armor, 184 points in total, 61 on the nose, 36 on both wings, and 51 on the aft, and yeah, it's got plenty of SRM ammo in there, 6 SRM6 is pretty brutal, sorry, 5 SRM6s, yeah, that's nasty, that is pretty brutal. That is quite a strafing run if you're using it against ground targets, and yeah, the PPCs and the medium lasers are a nice backup. But yeah, Ironsides, it's a weird name for the plane, or ship, I don't know, fighter, because these things go in space and in atmosphere, so a bit different. But yeah, pretty cool. As I said, the updated art is a nice change from TRO 2750s, but sometimes they're kind of odd angles. Some of them are useful because you could see more detail of a plane from a different angle, because it would be used in other artwork, so you got kind of an all-round image of what the fighter looks like, and then others you sort of look, it was like you're looking at the bottom of the plane going, I don't know what any of it fucking looks like, it's just an odd shape. But yeah, Ironsides 1. Plus, back to Aerotech. I know some of you enjoy those over the old battle mechs, so off we go with a few of these before we jump to another subject. So thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you have a good week, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.